Alright, so we're going to dig into the German gems here, but I just want to show you a piece of word art I did yesterday. I love doing word art. Love is the king of words. God is love. And this is with colored pencils. Colored pencils divides by 3. And word and art both divide by 3. Word is 60, art is 39. So word art is 99 perfectly. And love that. Truth, words, the king, words are king, and then you add color all over it. And in this video we're going to look at the word colorful, which is one of my new favorite words. It adds to 1, 2, 3 perfectly. Here's some more word art for the first 3 fruits of the Spirit. Alright, but now we go to the German gold mine. Just get my little framing here. It's better to be first than it is to be better. We don't, as long as I'm on camera sufficiently perfect, okay. And I am wearing a German company. Adidas, of course, is a German company. And my shallower heritage is German. My deepest heritage is Adam and Eve. You can find out how deep a person is by asking them where they're from. If they're really good, they'll say Adam and Eve. Where are you from? Oh! Adam and Eve too! Brother! Sister! Long time, no see! What do you know? We're family! You're like my 17th cousin twice removed! You know, if I had the omnisciency of God and the all-knowing like power of God to like see exactly where you are on the family tree compared to me, I could pull it out of nowhere and just be like, whoa, man, you are like my 18th cousin twice removed on my mother's side, you know, and be like, man, I've been waiting to see you my whole life. That's what it's going to be like in heaven. It's like, dude, hey, man, it's Daniel. Okay, no, seriously, where are you from? Oh, I'm from, you know, my family is originally from Germany. You know, actually, I'm from the Garden of Eden. So are you. We're all one family here. And that's one of my favorite gems that I got yesterday, is that mankind equals family. Now that's a big gem. Mankind equals 66 equals family, and you can find love 54 in both of them. Okay? So where are you from? Adam and Eve. Where did you come from? Not some alien race. No, no, no. You came from Adam and Eve too. That means you are effectively my brother or my sister. Technically, brothers and sisters are supposed to like each other. Okay. Here, eat this book. That's what God said to the prophet. Eat this scroll. So that's what we are doing. We are eating this book. And getting satisfied while we do so. My heritage actually is, my recent heritage, I say therefore, is German. Both my parents speak German and their parents spoke German. But I am from Adam and Eve. And so are you. And so is everyone. So we are all from the same family. We are all family. Mankind equals family. Adam plus Eve in English divides by 3. In Hebrew it's like 8 times 8, and it's just like perfect. But is there anything else to say on that? We are family. I mean, it's actually true. Okay. But God has ordained, in His sovereignty, He has ordained all the languages of world history to be mathematically beautiful to glorify Himself. Okay? So once again, folks, what seems to have been a problem and a quote-unquote mistake or trial in world history for mankind was when God divided the peoples at the Tower of Babel and made them all speak different languages. That seemed like a problem. That seemed like a bad thing. Well, not so. Here we are, a few thousand years later, and God is revealing that all of the languages mathematically glorify Himself. And it shows off God's brilliance and his intelligence in being capable of speaking all of these different languages to all the different peoples on earth and in world history worldwide. So it's actually for the massively greater glory of God that we have multiple languages in world history. It's like one language wasn't enough for God to show off his brilliance. And so that's why I'm so excited to get into German with you today. Oh man, I just get goosebumps when I say the word German. These are some of the greatest engineers in modern history, and I'm so fascinated and excited by the key automobiles and vehicles, machines, that Germans in particular are credited for, and you marvel at how the German words for these things all divide by 3. An airplane, Flugzeug, divides by 3. A helicopter, Hubschrauber, divides by 3. It's like 120 perfectly. And then Automobil, that's like the most obvious, the German car. Germans invented the automobile. Okay? Henry Ford might have, worked on the manufacturing process, but the automobile was credited to German inventors. Auto divides by 3. Mobil, M-O-B-I-L, without an E, divides by 3. In Germany, a train is called a Zug, Z-U-G. That divides by 3. In fact, it equals 54, equals love. And then one of my personal favorites, the word machine in German adds perfectly to 72, a triple of triple eights. Okay? So, we are entering into the world of the great engineers, the great German engineers. I do have engineering blood in my veins. My father is a mechanical engineer, a civil engineer. Civil engineer divides by 3. And I believe mechanical may or may not. I'll have to check my notes, but it all knits together. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. You have to forgive my pronunciation. I do not speak fluent German. I am literally learning, and I'm digging into this because of the numbers. So, that's what I'm here for. Guten Nacht. I remember good night in English equals Guten Nacht in German. They have the exact same number, or like something really dramatic. Yeah, no, I think they equal each other. Okay, so I'm just going to hit some of my favorites here. I'm going to start with my favorites. Some really big, eye-popping, dramatic, catchy ones. And then we'll see, because there's a lot here, we'll see if we have the patience to get to some of the more minute things. Or things that are less dramatic. It does take patience, folks. It really does take patience to see all this and to study it all. I'm just going to give a few ones because honestly, I am feeling overwhelmed by a lot of this stuff. And we do need to take care of our bodies and get proper food and exercise. So let's just get a few things on the board here. Curry for 3. I love you, Daddy. Love plus love plus love. The layup. Love plus love. The final 4. The final score. Swish banana. Okay, let's make room for the German language. Okay. Let's make a little room here for the German language. And now what do I want to start with? I could do it in chronological order according to the way that I found it. What I did is I started off, I believe in being led by the Holy Ghost. I believe in walking step by step with God. God will lead you to bounce around in exercises like this rather than just, plowing through. You don't plow through in order. I was picking words in order of prominence and importance and fame and significance as far as mankind concerns, like big words that are fundamental regarding our existence. For example, sun, as in the sun in the sky. Blood, the life source inside of us and that Jesus shed for the forgiveness of our sins. Cross, okay? God, love, holy, word, Messiah, okay? And, words related to Jesus. And then this is like a treasure hunt. So the word diamond, the word jewel, the word gem, and gold, and all these really cool big words in the story. So I was looking at the German words for all sorts of big words first, and that's the order that I did them in. So I'll just share a couple of really awesome ones for you first, and then I'm going to do this in chronological order. It's a really long journey, but amazingly, the word blood and the word fire and the word family in German all equal the same thing. Like, talk about three big words, and they all glorify the number 3. They all equal 55. 55 in text divides by 3, and numerically glorifies the number 3. I've talked about it a million times. But Blut, Feuer, and Familie in German all equal the same number. Those are 3 big words: blood, family, and fire. Like, pretty awesome. The word Bible equals Bibel, same letters as in English, equals 33. My favorite was that one of my favorites is the word colorful, and I'm going to probably get that on board. This was amazing. In German, the word for vow, to vow something, I was getting into wedding terms by Divine Ordinance, and was just getting blown away by terms related to marriage, because God is love, right? And marriage and couples are the ordinance of God. So we're in a hot spot when we focus on those terms. And for example, the word for vow in German, as in a wedding vow, geloben. Vow in 3 letters in English equals 60, equals word, equals diamond. Okay? Geloben in German equals the same number, 60. And miracle of miracles, look at the numbers on that. I already illustrated it in my book here. There's the word vow, there's the word geloben. They have the famous O at the dead center. And then look at the numbers of the letters in front and behind. This divides by 3, 24, 21. Gel, gel, ben, 3, 3, 3. And then I'll look at this, 21, 22, 23, 24, and they both add to 60. A vow, geloben. A wedding vow. Like, it's all for the glory of the Triune God. Like, that's just amazing. Okay? And then when you start seeing these parallelisms between languages, like, then you're just like, whoa. And then I was getting, into some of the favorite ones here, like the German word for wedding ring is 108, which is love plus love, and you can easily find the 2 loves. Okay? And then down here, German words for, airplane. That's hilarious. Flugzeug. Like, it's just fun to say. Divides by 3. And then I circled in green. A helicopter in German divides by 3. An automobile in German divides by 3. A train in German divides by 3. Machine. I mean, these are classic German words because many machines and vehicles were invented in Germany by people speaking the German language. So it's important for us, I think, to understand the unique contribution in history of a particular language group, because then we'll get even more glory out of the specific words that are associated with them. Like, God just chose that particular people group with that particular language on their lips to be the inventors of the automobile. And to this day, German automakers are the best in the world. They were also the inventors of the helicopter, I believe. And very prominent, I'm sure, in the invention of the airplane. I got to dig into my history, and certainly rockets and all that stuff. And machines, I mean, if you talk about Germany, you talk about engineering. Okay? So, God ordained them to be speaking the German language while they were inventing these things, and daily on their lips. It's such common language. It's just, everyone's talking about the newest car design. Everyone in Germany is aware of their train system is out of this world, like efficient and top of the line, and Zug, 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 and then helicopter, Hubschrauber, an airplane, Flugzeug. Like, they pride themselves in efficiency, mechanics. And so God ordained all of those words, of these things in world history, to come to be extra special in the German language. Okay, so it's awesome. So, and I'm seeing intense glory for the number 3 in all those words. So, if a certain people group in particular has real special things that they're proud of, or you know, they talk about all the time, like pay close attention, that's God's will for that culture in this tapestry of His glory. Okay? Where would we be? Where would the rest of the world be if we didn't have BMW? And we didn't have Mercedes? And we didn't have the very inventors of the automobile? I never cease to be amazed at how different other people are from me. Never cease to be amazed. Never expect the expected. Always expect to be surprised when you meet someone new. God ordained them to be here, and they have totally different gifts from you. Our job is to see that person and see who they are in God and who God made them to be. Okay? And appreciate who they are. I never cease to be amazed at how different every single human being on this planet is from me. Totally different. Totally different. Completely. Sometimes I've even said to my brother, everyone is an alien. That is to say, everyone is so unique by God's ordinance, it's not even funny. Totally unique, totally different gifts, totally different inclinations, totally different interests. Okay? Yet we're all made in the image of God, who is love. Okay? So, I'm excited. I'm so excited to be digging into German words and the German gold mine, because they are very efficient and intellectual and smart and good thinking people. And I know I have a German parents. I have German blood, so to speak. And there's just been so many great inventions that have come forth in history from the minds of people that were speaking the German language. And so that's like, all we're doing is we're studying the sovereign will of God. We're studying what God has ordained in His story. And that's what we're going to marvel at. Just like, you know. So when we're treasure hunting in the German language, I think we should pay particular close attention to words that the Germans would speak the most, and that are very famous, particularly in their culture and in their sphere of influence in world history. So, for example, the word auto and automobile, that really is a big market in the German language. I mean, they invented the automobile. Okay? It was not the French, it was not the Italians. So we would do well to check first at the word automobile in German. How is it spelled in German? Let's do the math on it in German and see the glory of God there. And then we can do it in all languages, and it all knits together. Okay. So, I just want to share some of my favorites here. Not all these are in German. I get gems as we go through, obviously. So look at mankind equals family. And you can pull the 54 love out of that. So I pulled the 27 plus 27 out of mankind, MN 27. IND 27. Love plus another 12. And the A and the K left over. And just like the word family. Love plus 12. So mankind equals family. Mankind equals family. Equals happy. Equals blessed. That's what God wants for mankind. This is honestly my favorite gem, because I have loved color my whole life long. I am a color nut. If you want to see me get happy, you just plop me into the center of Disneyland, where I'm surrounded by nothing but eye-popping, beautiful color. And I'm just a happy person. Because I love color like crazy. I love fireworks. I love sparklers. I love colored pencils. I have a big stash of them right here that I use to do my art and word art. Okay. I won a coloring contest when I was like in grade 1, and I would sit for hours. My parents would watch me working with crayons and colored pencils, and I would go back and forth between my left and right hand coloring. And I would spend hours. Other kids like running around the toy room all obnoxious, like restless. I'm just sitting there for hours just coloring. And color. It's like my favorite thing. Everything in this universe has a color. It's obviously one of God's favorite things. There's people who have had visions of heaven and they say, it's so colorful. And of course you read the description of heaven in the last chapters of Revelation. There's every single precious gemstone of all the colors you can imagine. And, what would this world be without color? Pretty joyless. Well, why don't we cash in on that? I've always said there's like a spectrum to everything. And if you look at the extreme bad of something, well, why don't you swing entirely in another direction if you want it to be happier? We would all be very depressed if this world was completely black and white. Well, if that's the ultimate in depression, the ultimate in joy is beautiful, eye-popping, gorgeous color everywhere. Hello. So why don't we paint our houses and our bedrooms and our furniture and our exteriors of our houses and our roofs in gorgeous, beautiful, eye-popping colors that are rainbow-like and creative and beautiful, rather than builder's beige, gray, builder's beige, brown, tan, white trim, beige. And you're just like, the world is not black and white. The world is colorful. We should be more colorful if we want to be happier. There are people that are struggling with depression and they don't even know why. A big reason is they don't have enough color in their life. What's the definition of a prison? What's the definition of a prison cell? Oh, your world is colorless. You look around your walls, there's no color. Nothing. It's just white and gray and black. That's the definition of depression. Living in a colorless realm. Well, you don't want to live in a prison cell. You gotta fill your world with color. You gotta paint your walls colorful. You gotta get as much color. You gotta wear colorful clothes. You gotta hang around colorful people. You gotta buy colorful shoes. You gotta go to colorful places. You gotta work in a colorful environment. You gotta dress it up with color. I put LEDs. I put a bunch of LEDs inside my car that I can paint any color I want with magnetic clip-on gels with different colored paper that glows beautiful colors at night. So I can literally paint the interior of my car with any color of light, swapping out the colors at night, and it's gorgeous. And I got silver trim around the whole thing so it looks like a Tinseltown Christmas tree at night, just with colors glistening off of all the reflectiveness, and it's just beautiful. And it brings happiness. Because I want to be happy. And there are people who are struggling with depression because they don't have enough color in their life. They don't. Okay? Happiness is sacred. There's a lot of struggle in the West with depression and loneliness, and we got to get colorful. I tell you, if you need to spend a week in Disneyland to remind yourself how beautiful color is and having people around you, it's important for your happiness. Okay, so, but look at the word colorful. It's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful word in the universe for the number 3. Literally. It's the most beautiful word in the universe. Like if I could tell you to share one gem with someone else about this whole subject, I would first of all pick the word love, and God is love. Okay? Colorful is a beautiful word. Every letter all divides by 3. And then you've got love at the dead center. 27 to the left, half a love. 27 to the right, half a love. And then 3 and 12. It adds to 1, 2, 3 perfectly. Colorful equals 1, 2, 3. But look at the love. Look at how obvious the symmetry is for love. And then what is colorful? Colorful people. People equals Jehovah. And then so colorful people, 8 times 888. Colorful animals equals people equals Jehovah. So colorful animals, 8 times 888. Colorful people, 8 times 888. Look at all the peoples of the world and of world history. Very colorful. Look at all the animals of the world and world history. Very colorful. And of course God ordained us to wear clothing so that we get to really maximize the amount of color that we show off as people. Of course, not just in our natural skin tone, but man, we can be as creative as we want. Again, always go to the extreme opposite, folks. If you want to find your happiness and you want to implement something intelligently, go to what the worst would be. What would be the worst world possible? death. No color, everything black and white. No variety, just everything black and white. Well, if you want your life to be very happy, swing in a complete opposite direction. As much color everywhere. Okay? It's just paint, folks. Paint is one of my favorite words. Paint equals 60. And I even wrote it down. Because it hit me like a truck, and even last night I was watching the game with my brother Jonathan. We saw a gorgeous paint commercial where they really pushed all the colors, and I was just, man, this is great. When was the last time you watched a commercial for paint? I'm like, I never see a commercial for paint, like just a brand of paint. But it was an awesome commercial, and they had all this creative stuff with color coming at you on the camera, and paint equals 60. Very king word. Paint equals 60 equals holy equals word. Okay? Equals pray, equals believe, equals desire, equals diamond. Paint is sacred. When you go to Disneyland and they have full-time employees dedicated to painting every single facade daily so that it's perfect, that's for people's happiness, folks. We need to do that in our churches, we need to do that in our schools, we need to do that in our homes, we need to do that in our public offices, in our public workplaces, on buses. People need to get inspired to create happiness with color. Okay? And do it. This is not a hippie movement, this is a God-ordained thing. The color is happiness, paint equals 60. Color is 84, 24 points higher, multiplied by 12. But I love that, colorful. And then the word colossal parallels the word colorful. And in fact, it comes right before it in the dictionary, I believe. That's why I saw it there. And look this is the same. Love right there, half a love in front, and then the C and the L flank. So colorful really parallels the word colossal mathematically. Colossal, colorful. Okay. So those were honestly some of my favorites. Like, those are things that I like the most. I noticed I haven't really even gotten into German yet because I'm just so excited about that. And I might do this in chunks. I'll probably do this in chunks of videos because once I get onto a subject, I just want to keep talking about it and relishing in the glory and the beauty of it. Like color. This has been one of my favorite gems in this whole revelation of the numbers of everything. It's called color law. Color law adds perfectly to 120, that divine phrase in 9 letters. It's called colors that knit together to make beautiful multiples of 3. And it's all about creating beauty. Okay, so, oh wow. I'm going to do this video in chunks because our minds really can only absorb and meditate on so much in one session as it is. Check out this gem though, as I was meditating on color. Color schemes. Look at how obvious the numbers is on that. Color schemes. 84, 48, 24. Color schemes. Ordained by heaven for the glory of the Trinity. Color schemes. Very important. I'm just telling you, this is very important. I'm telling you, the further the world gets away from the Holy Ghost and Christ and God, the more depressing our lives and our fashion and our homes and our cars and our world becomes. Because when people are filled with the Spirit of God, they want to make things beautiful. They want to dress up cheerfully. They want to dress up their houses. They want to paint things bright, vivid, colorful, eye-popping. This is an act of giving that is not being preached on in our churches. And I swear, if you even go to some churches, you walk in there, you feel so depressed being in that building, you just want to run outside back into the gorgeous sun. Because the place isn't beautiful. It's not artistic. It's not dressed up. Okay? This is an avenue of God's creation that people need to take more seriously. And I've said it already, there are people that are struggling with happiness, okay, depression in North America, okay, and they need color in their lives. They need color in their bedrooms. They need color in their, you know, fill their room with balloons. You know, it's just, when we bring balloons, when we celebrate life with fireworks and balloons and cakes and all these colorful things, and that brings happiness to us, well, we should have our lives surrounded by color every single moment of every single day, that our eyes are recording things, you know, in our video camera, so to speak. If you're in a work environment for a large number of hours, do whatever you can to make it colorful, you know. Right, okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to do this in chunks. I'm just gonna review some of these things as I look at them. The word cross in German, Kreuz, is 81. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. The word for 3 in German is a triple of 18 plus 9 plus 9. Drei, however they say it, 36. And then when they say threefold, they say dreifach, which is adds another 3 fests to the party. It adds another 9 plus 9. It's amazing. A crown in German, Kron, like a crown on a king, divides by 3, and then the crown of the head, Wirbel, divides by 3. This is the king, of course. Love in German, Lieb, is 33 perfectly. I really like this one. The word for jewel or gem in German is Edelstein, and it divides by 3 beautifully, 93. Lightning is Blitz. Blitz divides by 3. Blitz equals Jehovah. If I saw lightning in the sky, I'd way rather call it Blitz. Well, lightning is cool. Blitz is really cool. That equals Jehovah. Okay, I just want to kind of wade into the waters gently here. I was getting a ton of gems related to weddings and marriage. Like your wedding day. Hochzeitstag and newlywed divides by 3. Newlywed is love plus 57. Like the first 4 letters of newlywed equals love, followed by love plus 3 equals 111 perfectly. That's in English now. Newlywed. A newlywed, you know, and just, it's really fun. And all these words regarding a trip divide by 3. Voyage, journey, travel, trek, hike, trip. All those words divide by 3. This was mind-blowing. The word marriage. In marriage in English is 72 of triple eights. In German it's 3 letters, E-H-E. I couldn't believe it. 18 divides by 3. And then die, you know, like, it's amazing. 18 plus 18. It's just mind-blowing. And that's accomplished in 18 strokes. Die, ehi. How do they say that? Like, I don't even know how they say that. The marriage equals 18 plus 18 in 18 strokes. Like, it's pure 3s. And then the word certificate divides by 3, so a marriage certificate divides by 3. Airmail. Airmail divides by 3. Snail mail divides by 3. In German, Luftpost, they say, divides by 3. Airmail. So whether you send it by airmail or snail mail, both phrases divide by 3. Okay. Oh, this was a big one. The word for fetus in German is perfectly love plus half a love. Foetus. Very obvious. So, and then Kleinkind, the toddler, the 24th prime. The word and then I solved the word pregnant and word pregnancies. Okay, there's only one thing better than one pregnancy, and that's multiple pregnancies. Just ask God, who is generous. 111 perfectly, and okay, so on and on and on. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just kind of scan this just for historic purposes. This is not going to be anything really meaningful. I mean, you can take a look at the notes that I made on this first page as I was harvesting German words. Okay, writing them on the back, and like some of the biggest words. And then just on the other side here, this is just for, you know, scanning this so I have a record and when I did this, and if anyone wants to look at this at a later point, and that's fine. Doesn't take long to scan. That's what I love about video. It's just really fast, done. And then we can walk through what we need to. Okay, I'm going to take a short break. Awesome.